And it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that takes over when it's
Like when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
But no, is it like a process that happens too? Like you were talking about the high heels, like once the lashes go on and the makeup and all that stuff.
It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
And how is Sasha Fierce different than I am?
Well, I know, you know, definitely wearing that bodysuit, I could never walk out here and do that.
Does Sasha Fierce ever go home? Like,
sometimes, but I not often. Only on special occasions.
She ever show up? She shows up sometimes at the house.
But definitely when I'm nervous or whenever I have to perform, whenever I have to do choreography or something that's difficult, and it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that takes over when it's
Peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. For some reason, they got your boy. The true darkness is upon you. Let me see if I can make this a tad bit brighter. Contrast on there. No, ain't nothing working. Ain't nothing working, family. What is the deal? There it goes. And then there was light. I will try to do that, see how that works. But peace to the family. How's everybody feeling? This is another weekly astrology vibe. We are entering into the red light district. We are into the realm of the sacred core. Of course, we got all of this information available in the link in the descriptions. If you do not want to hear my diatribes and my left turns and my right turns, but if you here for me to kind of do my thing, welcome to the family. Welcome to everybody joining me on the chat. Been a very long day. Got a lot of work done, and I'm just happy to be here to share. So, if you are interested in joining me and, answering this question, are you spiritual? Are you divine? Be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Are you spiritual? Are you divine? And this is a real serious question that, I really want y'all to sit back and think about for this next minute as we, drop this little promo vid on y'all. As this promo vid is going through, really ask yourself, are you spiritual and are you divine? And when we come back on the flip side, we will talk about this further. Thank y'all for joining me.
alchemicacademic.com. You are the book. Monthly courses designed to help you read yourself. Book now. alchemicacademic.com. You are the book. Monthly courses designed to help you read yourself. Book now.
Yes. So real quick, spirit, the etymology of spirit, spiritual, is animating or vital principle in man and animals. So whether you're talking about a dog, a rodent, a rat, a cat, a snake, a pig, Jimmy from down the street, they are all spirit beings and spiritual. Divine, however, is pertaining to the nature of or proceeding from or a God or addressed to God. Okay? So when we reference divinity and when we reference being divine, or we reference spirituality, or we reference being spiritual, you have to really ask yourself that question. Are you spiritual? Or are you divine? The sun will be in the third decan of Libra in a regular basic Vedic sidereal chart. Is actually in the sign of Libra in true sidereal. So with this being said, this is the time that you really evaluate your conversation and your mental aptitude. You can't go about this information or go about your life tricking yourself and lying to yourself. A lot of people really assume a lot of things because the truth will break you down. Okay? Maybe you're not the best husband like you think you are. Maybe you're not the best wife that you think you are. And maybe you're not the best parent. Maybe you're not the best child. Maybe you're not the best employee. So when these things break down, when these things don't happen to the way that you hope that they would want them to happen, then you are going into like, well, what is it? What's the problem? And all of this, when the reality is maybe you're just not divine. Maybe you're not tapping into your God-like energy. And because of this, you will come up with hell of excuses and nothing will go right. Okay? Nothing. If you are in a place and time in your life right now, listening to this video, and you're thinking like, damn, nothing in my life is going right, and I'm not in the places that I want to be, then that's because you are spiritual and you're not divine. I'll do you one better. If you tap into your God-like powers, then nothing but good luck, nothing but goodwill. If you want one girl, you should get 10 girls. If you want one man, you should be having 10 men. So if you out here saying, don't no man want me, I can't be in a relationship, it's because you're not being or tapping into your divinity. Period. Point blank. There is no going around it, no getting around it. Too many of us are spiritual, and that's the same thing as saying, I'm a fish and I want to get wet. How do you get wet? You're already wet. Just nobody is telling you that you're wet. So the reality of spiritual is that. The reality of divinity is that fish going within themselves and finding that God particle within themselves to find the inner peace to move forward in this matrix. Because it's not about being spiritual, it's about being divine. Okay? And you know when you are divine, when you no longer need spirituality, and then things are going your way times a million. Okay? When y'all expect the less, when y'all expect to not have finances, when y'all expect not to be in healthy, happy relationships, getting sex 10 times a day the best way that you possibly can, when y'all expect that, guess what you'll receive? You'll receive that. Okay? So before y'all listen to people on YouTube, before y'all expect other people to have your keys, to have your answers, please go within yourself to make sure that you are the God, that you are that God that you are seeking, that you are that guru that you are seeking. Okay? And the reason that I reference this, are you spiritual? Are you divine? Because you don't have to prove it to me, right? I'm not going to check each and every one of you guys to see, well, you're not spiritual, you're not divine. I'm not going to do that. Okay? Everybody that listens to this question, I'm tossing this shit to you. Right? If you can't answer this, or if you can't vibe on this, then you going to deal with them consequences. Because you'll be thinking that a spell is going to save you and all of this type of weird stuff. All of that is spiritual. All of that is fish being told that they're wet. Okay? So we're moving into different things. And I say the mental of what you think. Like you might be an average person in your relationship. You're not loving that person to their best ability. That person might come home after work and you might look at them like they just a regular dude, just a regular gal. Y'all need to stop settling for that ambiguity, right? Because it's 2020. If you don't got nothing, you better have somebody that's crazy about your ass, okay? Like crazy. And if you're not crazy about your partner, let them go. Don't trap them in your ambiguity. If you can't love that man or love that woman with all of your heart, let them go. Because maybe somebody else can. You feel me? If you're mad at them, you don't like them, then just say, hey, let's end this relationship because I'm not giving you all of the love that you deserve. I can't give it to you. Right? That is the vibes for this Sun and Libra. You a lot of times you want to be in relationships and be in circumstances and fake it till you make it, right? That's not the vibes. You have to be true to yourself, true to your spirit, true to your divinity, right? That's like being true to the air. How can you be true to the air? It just is, right? There's nothing to be excited about, but we can be excited about of this God force energy, but we have to get into levels of explaining exactly what this God force energy is. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully everything is cool and copacetic with you guys. Jupiter will be conjunct Pluto, and that's very important that you guys represent the transformation that you are in. Okay? Like you cannot go about this thing with people that's in your car that's not going in your direction. Or if you in the car that's going in the wrong direction, you got to be like Trey and say, let me out. Okay? These are like, so Sun and Libra is tough because we're not taught to be truthful and have truthful expression. So if you struggle with expression, which all of us do, 99% of all human beings suffer from either hypo or hyperthyroidism, to which it affects every cell in our body. And this is how people can control the masses, because we do not teach how to utilize our thyroid, because the things that we speak and how we speak, right? That's another thing that we got to be really important and in tuned on, how we speak and what manner, because generally we're told to speak things into existence. But what if we're speaking English? Then we're speaking double talk into existence, right? So I say all of this to say, when you divine, you have a purpose and you have a path. You should wake up and walk that path. you'll notice energies and entities possibly stand in your way. So at that point, you have to know when to bow out. You have to know to go your own way, right? Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. If people are verbalizing negative energies into the atmosphere, they are going to create negative vibrations in their reality. We all know this, right? But these are the times where we start to realize that, because a lot of times we put things on the back burner when we need not to. So please, I know that you guys really pay attention to your relationships and you try to make the people in your relationship happy, but the people in your relationship are not God, okay? The people in your relationship are not your divinity, okay? That's a part of your programming. That's a part of your misunderstanding. But what I'm referencing is divinity, where there should be no obstructions. There should be no holdbacks. There should be no unhappiness. There should be no ambiguity. But if you are experiencing those things, the indication might be that you are in negative situations or you're not tapping into your divinity. And please understand that this is just a weekly astrology report. I'm not here for a super long time. I just want to share this information for the week so you can get updated to it. If you want to catch up to like the dates and get more of a pinpoint accurate understanding, please utilize the link in the description. That's where the article will be at, where you can actually read. Okay, this next aspect I want to get across to you guys: Sun, trine Jupiter, and Pluto, where there is no final scenario. There is no end game. There is no point where life ends for us. We are immortal beings. We're soul beings. We live forever. Even if we were to transition, we wouldn't even notice it, okay? Because that's how it works. So, with this understanding, when you are engaging with entities or energies that fear death, please separate from them, because they don't understand the concept of the soul. And also, when you are dealing with the divine and you're dealing with the soul, you should not deal with resistance. Okay? If you are dealing with resistance, that energy or entity is sent to block you from your divinity. And we may think that people in our lives are not sent, but we don't understand our power. The moment you understand your power, that would be the moment that'll freak you the fuck out, because then you'll start to second guess everybody in your life and their purpose in your life. Are they trying to help you move your gifts forward? Are they supporting you? Are they pouring into you? Or are they sneak dissing? Are they subjecting you? Are they suppressing you? And maybe they're not. Maybe you're perceiving it that way, right? So however it looks, right, be sure to speak to it. Be sure to make the changes. And if you don't want to ruffle any feathers, please embrace the divine within. These are the vibes for this week. As this waning moon wanes into a new moon, it's very important that you be honest with yourself, honest with your vibration, honest with your soul. And now I have to get into something that you may not know, but you may not understand. This message is specifically for the sacred whores out here. Okay? Sacred whores are men and women. Okay? It's not just for women, it's for men and women. So the first thing that I have to do is go back 5,000 years to the temples in Sumeria, in the temples throughout the universe. There are energies or goddess energies that are born down here. They're born down here with a specific vibration and a specific energy. And that energy and vibration is that of a goddess. And goddess is a female aspect of Sophia, which is wisdom. Okay? So when it's not all women, it's not all women and not all men either. So please don't get that confused. okay? But these specific individuals, they have a tough time with being in relationships because they're not human beings. They are gods and goddesses. And the way that they share their energy is through sex. Now, 5,000 years ago, this would be normal because we would understand our energy, we would understand the power of sex, and we would work in temples. And people would come and give us things to have sex with us if you are a sacred whore. Fast forward 5,000 years now, where sex work is degraded and is reserved to simple like drug addicts and low class people. The actual sacred whores might want to be conditioned to be in a relationship, and what they tend to find out is that that's the worst place for them because they are not a human being. They're not made for relationships. They are an incarnation of a god or goddess. So when we reference archetypes, these are sexual manifestations, okay? Whether you think that that person can do like have photographic memory or see through walls or something like that, that's cool. But when you get down to get down in, the sexual act is the only thing that's really working. So if you're in a relationship with a sacred whore, then what tends to happen is that that other person who's not a sacred whore is very possessive over that energy. Okay? And this happens a lot more than you think. So the purpose of this conversation is for you to acknowledge the sacredness of your sexual energy and not whore it out, or simply try. You may be in a relationship with an individual who is very sacred. Their sexual energy takes you to a different level. You need to understand that, okay? If you try to trap that energy, that gives you karma, okay? And it's a lot of work that we need to do. And of course, I'll be talking about this in greater detail in other videos, but I just want y'all to do research and open up your mind. I have some links in the description on my Pambagira playlist, but I also have the occult history of money, a video that I did this weekend. You should check that out as well. Your sexual energy, when it's all said and done, your sexual energy will be the only commodity. So if you think that sexual energy is a form of prostitution, then you are sadly mistaken. However, if you know that your sexual energy is a representation of the divine, then it's time for you to tap into that actual energy. Okay? Hopefully this makes sense. And I'm not here for a long time. I'm definitely here for a good time. But if you want more information, please utilize the link in the description to read the article. With that being said, family, I invite you all to join us November 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to round up the guys so we can do another live to talk about the throat chakra. We are going on Wednesday at 5. I'm hoping around that time. So look forward to us talking about this in more detail on Wednesday. But in the meantime, in the between time, go ahead and get your seat. It's for one day only, so that will be Saturday, 11/28 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please get into the science of speaking your truth, because when you speak your truth, when you activate your thyroid gland, it actually reverberates in every cell of your body, okay? There's so many things that I want to get into, but please, y'all got to sign up for the course, because what I'm doing is changing lives. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not afraid to say that. That's just what it is. And it's not just me, it's the whole collective. And it's not just the whole collective, it's everybody that watches these videos, that shares these videos on Facebook, subscribes to the channel, and spreads the word. Shout out to Beyonce for paying attention to the channel. Shout out to NLA Chopper for paying attention to the channel. I appreciate all of y'all support. You know, it's a trickle down effect, you feel me? So I gotta get back home. I got things to do. Hopefully this message helped you in some way. Like I said, if you want to deal with this message in full detail, please utilize the links in the description. But with all of that being said, hit me up, hoodmystic.com, multiplestreams.info, colombianexchange.com. I got a lot of different things going on, but I got a link tree in my description that'll help you organize all of the things that I got going on. And before I end this video, I just want to say thank you guys for all of y'all support, all of the things, all of the well wishes. Is that what keeps me going? So if you can find it in your heart, leave me a little comment. It helps the algorithms. It helps spread the word on my channel. It lets people know that they watching. And then also it helps me get a kind of a grasp of what you take from this channel, what you take from this content, and it helps me become a better presenter. So I really thank you guys for tuning in and tapping in with me. I'm about to head to the crib, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Peace.
And it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that takes over when it's
Like when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
But no, is it like a process that happens too? Like you were talking about the high heels, like once the lashes go on and the makeup and all that stuff.
It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
And how is Sasha Fierce different than I am?
Well, I know, you know, definitely wearing that bodysuit. I could never walk out here and do that.
Does Sasha Fierce ever go home? Like,
sometimes, but I not often. Only on special occasions.
She ever show up and she shows up sometimes at the house.
But definitely when I'm nervous or whenever I have to perform, whenever I have to do choreography or something that's difficult, and it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that takes over when it's